Greetings, friends. It's me, Women29. Just come on to report the daily findings. Probably a lot of people out there will say, no duh, to some of this stuff I'm going to say, but this is kind of like self-discovery, and changed my mind about the text of Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Samuel, and Kings. So I'm going to get into it right here. Last 2 days, I burned through the law codes of Lipa Ishtar Law Code, the laws of Ishana, Law Code of Hammurabi, the Middle Assyrian laws, Hittite laws, and Neo-Babylonian law codes. And also, I burned through the text of Deuteronomy. And as soon as I started reading Deuteronomy, I realized it was set up like the Middle Assyrian law code, which means you have a short history, then you have cursings and blessings, then you have the law code, and you have a review, then you have more cursings and blessings, and then the conclusion. And as soon as I started reading it, it was an interesting thing. So this right here is 7th century BC, possibly, and it's possibly the text that they found when Josiah had his reform, that they found, quote-unquote, found in the temple. There's some questions about that, like maybe somebody wrote it up that way. But definitely there's probably 2 authors to this, maybe 3. And so our start would be chapter 1 of Deuteronomy. The chapter 12 would be the short history. Chapter 12... I'm sorry. Chapters 1 to 4. 1 to 4 would be the short history. 4 to 12 would be the cursings and blessings. 12 to 27 would be the law codes, and then 27 to the end is the conclusion, with the altar set up on Mount Ebal. So it's pretty interesting. The word language and why Joshua appears to be so messed up is because a lot of the word usage in Deuteronomy ends up being used also in Joshua. Joshua was a bridge to tell the history on how they absolutely conquered the land, and how absolutely Deuteronomy was fulfilled all the promises. And archaeology, however, all the cities and the 31 kings that were said to be conquered, archaeology doesn't back that up, because a lot of the cities appeared not even to have kings. However, this was a recount, and it was very important, and it's beautiful literature, especially at the end of Deuteronomy, the 2 songs of Moses. Very beautiful poetry. But it's definitely pre-Assyric literature, far different from what I believe now is the earlier Exodus. I'm a big fan of the documentary hypothesis, and I had no idea that it spilled over. Well, I currently had no idea that it spilled over into the historical accounts, semi-retelling of the historical accounts of Israel as a nation, into Joshua, Judges, Samuel, and Kings. But apparently it does. I know now that Samuel probably has 4 different sources, which why that text appears to be all jumbled up. And it's pretty interesting. I think that this right here, Deuteronomy, sent a clear message to people like the people who were worried about and were paying tribute to the Assyrian Empire, as the same message in Isaiah is to trust Yahweh, and Yahweh will fight your battles, rather than listening and paying tribute to the Assyrians just to save your necks. And so, who knows? The text alluding to a prophet being rose up in Deuteronomy, instead of what I originally thought may have been Samuel, actually may be Isaiah or Jeremiah type figures, especially possibly Isaiah. And the reformations that Josiah made clearly match the laws that are found in Deuteronomy, rather than in Exodus. So just some interesting stuff I figured out. Even though the Law Code of Hammurabi and others greatly influence it, this text, and also the Hittite literature that I read, it's definitely an Assyrian, Middle Assyrian law code setup. So big time discovery there for me. And however, my mind could change about things. So it appears currently, in my view, that Exodus is much earlier than the text of Deuteronomy, but I'll be getting there later. So take care, YouTubers. Take care of yourself and each other. And remember, if everybody's thinking alike, then somebody isn't thinking.